everyone, I am very excited because I have been sent this pack of pencils. It's come through Amazon from Poland. I don't actually know who sent it to me, although I'm hoping by the time this video goes out I might know. I have put a little post up about it, but I've been excited to sorry, I'm trying to hide the shine from my lamp with this little sheet that was in it. I think because it's come from a third-party seller, you can't put a little gift receipt in to say who it's from. But anyway, these are Polycolor. Let me just tip it up so it's not shining. Pencils. There's 36 it says here, but I'm not sure quite what we've got, because actually here it says 36 and then 2 and then 1 sharpener. So I don't know what these two are. I'm wondering if they're just normal graphite pencils. I don't know. But I've got the set of 12 and I really love them. So these, there was a larger set on my wish list, so someone has kindly bought me a larger set, so I'm very excited. So I'm going to open them up. I'm going to have a little look at them, and then I've got a picture, actually an Easter themed picture to colour. So, ooh, I just snipped that. I snipped it next door so that I could take it off more easily. So we'll remove that plastic. I'm not really sure. I think that's just to stop it coming open. And this is my others are in a tin, but this is a cardboard case, so that slips out nice and easily. Let's pop that behind. Let's have a look. So we've got little, we've got the pencil sharpener here, look. It's just a plastic one, although sometimes these can be quite good, particularly if your pencil gets really short. Well, what's interesting about these, look, they look different to the other ones. Their ends are different. The other ones have got an end like that. So this is a graphite pencil on here, look. And we get the same on that one. Oh, that's interesting. And this is covered in plastic, but I'm thinking that's not film, that can stay on to protect the whole. Sorry for the shine. Yeah, look, you can just remove this lid, so it just protects the pencil. So I'm just going to sit that inside the plastic lid, I think, so I don't lose it. Oh, it doesn't want to do that. Okay, let's just pop that to the side, and we'll do the same with this one. It doesn't want to come out. Now, I'm interested in which colours we get. I hope they've got names on. They don't, they only have numbers. Oh, that's really interesting, because my set has names. So we don't have anything on there. And we don't have anything on there. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put them together to show you. We'll come in a little bit closer. Now in my 12 set, I don't actually have a white. So we have a white, and then we have a sort of yellow, and a orangey yellow, a darker orange, and a red, a pinkish colour. That looks very much like the pink and purple in my set. Then we have blue and a lighter blue and a darker blue, a sort of minty green, an olivey green, a darker green, a really pretty goldy colour, a sort of reddish brown, a darker brown, and a black. And then on this side we have another rainbow of colours. It's a strange mix, but you know me, I always dislike the mixes. We've got these two are the graphite pencils. So we've got more of a lemon yellow and a sort of peachy colour. Then we've got a very dark red, reddy pink, a sort of mid pinky purple, then another purple, a sort of bluey purple, more of a turquoise. That looks like the blue that I've got already, very pretty. Then a sort of bluey green, a light green, mid green, olivey green, another sort of gold. It's quite different, it's a lighter than this one. I like those shades. And then some more less reddy browns, although that one looks very similar to that one, really close in colour. What's the number? That one is number 32 and this is number 31, so I guess they are really close. And then a sort of nice dark brown and a couple of greys. So that's a really interesting selection. We're going to try them out. I thought we would use a Matchstick Mouse Springtime page, and more of an Eastery theme. I marked the page. oops, sorry, I thought if we did this one, we've got all these elements here. It's a lovely Easter bonnet, but we've got all these elements we can colour with lots of different colours. I thought it would be fun. We might not be able to use all of them, but I thought it would be a fun one to do. So bear with me, I need to get some paper to pop behind the book. In fact, you won't notice me disappear. Right, I am back. I found a little colour chart for Koh-i-Noor pencils, Polycolors. It's for a 72 set, so it isn't exactly what I've got, but it's got some of the colour names, which I thought was fun. What I do on my, I've also got my Grab My 12 set, so you could see the difference. See, this is the black, for example, on my 12 set. It says Ivory Black, 280, it's got a barcode, it says check. Then on this side it says Koh-i-Noor Hardmouth Polycolor, and it's got 36, which is the, sorry, identifying number. So this black from this set, whoops, is longer because it's hasn't been sharpened, but it's got the same information here. It just hasn't got the painted end. It's got a rounded end. The end is sort of rounded. So it says Koh-i-Noor Hardmouth Polycolor but this says 3830 and this says 3800. I don't know whether that's the name of the range. I've got no idea. I'm just looking on the box. I don't know. But it says 36 on it, which is the same number. But when you turn it over, there's nothing, so there's no name on it. So I have got, as I say, a little chart here with some names on, so I'm hoping we might be able to identify some of the colour names as we go through. It's rather nice to have names. What I will do is try and look them up if this doesn't give me all of them. So I'm just going to move these. It will make a nasty noise, I think. I'm going to try really carefully not to make a nasty noise. Let's pop them aside. I'm just going to move all the box and things for a minute and pull up my picture, which I've now put a bit of paper behind, which is what I actually went off to get, and then I got distracted printing off the list. So I think what I'm going to do is run through the box. I'm not going to use the white, and colour elements from the page with the various colours that we come across as we go through the box, and just try and use them all and have a go and see what they're like. It's my equivalent of swatching. So our first one is this sort of rather lemony yellow. I'm looking it up. It's just called yellow in the chart I've printed off, but actually it's supposed to be identical to this one, because this one is number 3 as well, and this is called it's not just called yellow, bear with me, it's called I can't find it, chrome yellow. I'm actually really interested to see if they're the same colour. Grab this chart. Let's do a quick swatch. So this is the new one. We've got a bit of discoloured gunge on it. This is very vibrant yellow. And this is the one from my 12 set. They look pretty same to me. Let me put them in the middle. I think they're the same. I think this one's got a bit dirty on the lead. It's probably needs sharpening. But anyway, this is our yellow, so I'm just going to use it here. I know it would be better to do a sort of shaded bit, but yeah, we're just trying them out. Now our next colour, it doesn't want to come out. Oh, hang on. Is number, trying to find it, 557. I can't find that on my chart. That's a very long number, isn't it? 557. Let's just use it and see what colour it is. Where should we go? We haven't got many flower centres, have we? Let's do the top of Worm's Hat with it. I'm going to try and do it a little bit dark on the edge and then lighter in the middle. It's very pretty light orange yellowy colour. I'm just going to fade it down now so that we can make his hat look more rounded. There we go. So you can see how you can apply different pressure and it gives you a different colour, which is always very important. Okay, our next is a darker orange. Oh, it's called number 5. I think that's mine. Mine is 5. It's not on this. Oh, it is. It's just called orange, whereas on mine, number 5, is called reddish orange. And also I had someone message me and ask me which Polycolor pencils I had in my 12 set, because they had a different selection, which was quite interesting. But I don't know if my set's a little bit old, whether these ends without the dipped bit are newer or whether they're older. I've got no idea. I mean, these came from Poland, so maybe Poland's version is a bit different to what we can buy on our Amazon. I'm just confused. But I do love how vibrant and soft they are. I do find, because they're so soft, you have to be really careful in an Amazon book like this that you don't smudge the black across like you would if you were using a blending pencil. A Prisma blending pencil can often smudge the black ink, and I sometimes find that these do that too, so you have to be a little bit careful. There we go, little orange bit. And our next colour is, whoops, doesn't want to come out, 170. Nope, not on the list at all. So it is a, oh, but it's the same as my red, which is Pyrrole red. Okay, I think I'll do the outside of this one in this red. It's a very vibrant. I'm not pressing really hard. I'm not pressing really lightly either. I'm pressing lightly, more lightly here. But it's very easy to get a nice vibrant colour, which I think is a great advantage in a pencil. I don't know about you. I do need to remember that I need to make the hat I think in yellow. I was used to, my children used to always have an Easter hat parade at school, at primary school. They didn't have to take part, so the older children never did, but the little ones liked doing it. And used to go into the works and buy them a yellow Easter hat and bits and pieces to stick on it. I always used to let them do it because I'm rubbish at like arts and crafts, and so they would do it, and then you'd go, the parents could stay and watch the parade, which was rather fun. This is 132, which is called Cherry Red. Okay, I'm thinking what about the ribbon? Or yeah, let's do the ribbon. It used to be rather embarrassing because some of the hats were very obviously made by the very arty crafty parents. We had a lot of artist parents in the school, and they were amazing, and they would make these most wonderful creations. My poor boys would have a few bits of tissue paper randomly stuck on and a plastic egg, you know. This is 131, which I've got in my set called French Pink, but on this list it's just called Pink. It's really interesting. I'm quite confused, to be honest, but it's definitely this same pink, which I find a little bit too bright. I like to use it with some restraint, because I find when you layer it up, it's a bit too, I don't know what the word is. There isn't really a word. I just don't like the colour. But when it's gentle, I think it looks nice. So I just tend to be extra gentle with it, so that when I layer it up, I don't have to layer it up quite so thickly. I think that looks rather pretty, the tulip. Now we have a, this is number 13, which is called Violet on here, but I've got the 13 as well in my set, which is called Lavender Violet. So it's, again, it's rather confusing, but the colours I think are probably going to be the same. What should we do in this colour? Let's do this flower. I'm thinking we'll save the blues for the background. We could do like a sky. don't know if I'm being a bit ambitious, but they do blend. They're so soft that I think it'll work nicely. Now this is this book is Amazon printed. I don't know if it's UK or US, bear with me. This is a British printed book, so the paper isn't quite as toothy as on the US Amazon books normally, but it's going down nicely. And if you think this paper is just sort of like copy paper, it's not good quality paper, and the colours are going down really nicely, so that's good. I'm a big fan of these pencils, so and the price, I did have a price come in with these. So that set that was 36 was £22.28. That was without postage, I assume. I don't know if postage had to be paid, but that's less than £1 a pencil, which in comparison, if you're, I can't do that exact maths, 36 plus the graphite pencils and the sharpener. Can't do the maths, but probably 80p or something. No. But if you compare that to Polychromos in the UK, and Prismacolors are both about £2 a pencil, maybe a bit more, and Holbein's will be £4 a pencil, and Caran d'Ache Luminance and things like that, they're coming up to £4 as well. So you know, it's a good price to pay here. Now this one, which is number 17, which is, I'm just looking, I don't know if you want to know all the names, but I do. This is called Cobalt Blue, and excuse me, it's the darkest blue, I think. 19 might be darker. Hang on, I'm going to do a little swatchy test. Whoops. And I've put a blob on my page. Actually, it's not that dark, is it? We've got another one here. Oh, is this darker? Oh, it's just really different, isn't it? That's a beautiful purpley blue. This is more of a sky blue. Okay, I'm not going to use this one on the sky because it's too purple. So I'm going to have to bury it somewhere inside those. It's not against the blue sky, or else it might just get lost. Let's have a look. Where can I put it? Oh, the dots on the egg. Let's do that. I think it's a really pretty colour. I don't know how well it shows up on the camera, but it's really nice. Okay, now I'm going to skip. I'm going to bring these two blues out together. Oops. So we have the 19 and the 18, and as far as I can see, 18 is light blue and 19 is dark blue. So I'm going to use the dark one around the edge of our circle, and then this one more towards the centre. We can't go right to the centre, obviously mouse is in the way, so it'll be a good test. I'm just going to erase that little dot if I can. If I can find my eraser, here it is. Here, it's just, no, it's not going to erase it particularly well, but that's better than it was, which is good. Pencils don't erase, do they? So this is 19, as I said, and what I'm going to do is layer it up a lot here on the edge. It really is quite dark, isn't it? And then just gently fade it. So I'm basically doing less and less layers as they come out. And then I'll just go back over and try and make it look as smooth as I can. That transition from dark to light. Like that. Now I just have to repeat that all the way around. I was sorting out my Easter books this morning. Well, Easter pictures I don't have any Easter books, but I have Easter themed pictures in various books. Some for me to do for myself, which will be fun, and some to do on video. There's quite a few in this Springtime mouse book, which is rather fun. But I found them in all sorts of different books. So there's plenty for me to do. which will be great. I want to give you some more Easter themed videos. I do have an Easter playlist, which this will be part of. What I've done is I've put it on my YouTube homepage. There's a list of, it's called, I can't remember, but there's a section with playlists in it, and the Easter ones will be the first one, so that you can find them nice and easily, because I've got loads of playlists. Now this is going to be fiddly, but this is what I like about these, because they're not too thick and smushy. You can squeeze them in between details without too much worry. Go around that one. Yeah, so I've got this Easter playlist, and there's Easter eggs and daffodils and rabbits and all those sorts of things on there for you. So I thought I would put something together so you could easily find things if you just fancy doing something a bit Eastery, because it's fun, isn't it? And yeah, I've also been busy last few days setting up my Ko-fi shop. I noticed a few colorists have got them, so I thought I would grab one as well. And I've got freebies in there. Actually, I've cheated a little bit, because the freebies that I've got were on my website, and I didn't get a lot of traffic, don't get a lot of traffic on my website. So I thought if I pop them in there, more people might see them. I've taken them down off the website and just popped them in the Ko-fi shop. So what they are is PDF downloads, and they are tutorials, but with words and photos. So I think there was 14 that I put in there. I can't quite remember exactly. And if they're popular, I will add to them if people want more. And you can, basically on Ko-fi, I've set it up so you can pay what you want. So the idea is that you put 0 and just download it for free. You know, if you want to make a donation, absolutely you can. But, you know, there's no pressure to do that at all. I just thought it would be a different way of you being able to get hold of the downloads. And I thought, as other colorists were doing it, I assume that it's something that people like to do and use. So I thought I would set it up. And I put them up there. And my sister's tested it for me, which is very kind of her, because you can't, it's hard to test it yourself because you're sort of logged in and you're the store holder, and you can't do anything without being logged in. It's all a bit tricky. It's always the same when you're testing things. So she tests for me. I'm going to go with the lighter one now, and to make it easier on myself, I'm going to go all the way over everything, and then it blends in much more easily and smoothly. You can see that blend. And now I'm pressing a little bit, probably too hard really. But what I'm going to do is just now try and layer it up to the max here, and then reduce it as we get towards mouse. So it's a bit lighter, like that. And just neaten it up a bit. Yeah, so there's a link, I've added a Ko-fi link to my videos, to my new videos. I probably could do with adding it to everything, but that takes a lot of time when you've got over 1,000, maybe even 2,000 videos. Ooh. But it's going to be on the new ones, and it says in the description if you want to go and have a little look. And you can just see what there is and see if it's something you're interested in. If you are interested in it and you want more, do let me know, because I will do more. But if there's no interest, then I won't, you know, I won't sort of waste time doing it. But I enjoyed the ones that I did and had fun with them. And some of them I even made into shorts videos. But it's just a different way of doing a tutorial. So, and it was a bit of fun for me. And most of them I made when I couldn't record for some reason or another, and I fancied making a tutorial, so I just did a written one with photos. So you can see how nicely it layers up, how nicely it's blended. Okay. I hope you can see that anyway. Sorry if it's a bit boring doing so much blue. Just trying to work out that must be hat in there, surely, because the top of the hat would surely come like here, would it? Or is it a flat hat? I think that must be hat, and that. I think I'm only going to do it up to the flowers and then do anything that's inside this bit as hat. It's a little bit confusing. But often with these sorts of things we have to quite guess a little bit as to what the illustrator's quite wanting us to do. But I'm not going to turn down a challenge. I'm not sure if we're going to get to do all the colours because I'm thinking we've got greys, which of course I could do for mouse. I've just realised I need to do in there, don't I? Do I do in there? I think so. But I've also got the sort of reddish browns, which again I could do for mouse, but I don't know. I can't do it all. I can't make mouse brown and grey, so we'll see. But we'll try them out, and if I don't put them all on this page, I shall swatch them on my sheet like I did with the yellow. I've never had to wear an Easter bonnet. It's not something I don't remember really doing much for Easter at school when I was at school. It's just time for a holiday, hurrah! 2 weeks off at Easter is the norm in the UK, which is good fun. But as I say, children had to make a hat, and in the very first class, actually I think all the infant classes, they did it. The reception class teacher, she used to get a visit from the Koh-i-Noor bird. Yeah, you heard me right, the Koh-i-Noor bird. No one quite knew how to spell it. And what the children would do was they would make an Easter nest. They would use shredded wheat cereal and chocolate and make a nest. I'm sure a lot of people have done that. And then they would leave them out once they were all ready. And they would leave them out in the classroom. And one night the Koh-i-Noor bird would pay a visit and lay her chocolate mini eggs in the nest. And so the children would all come in. But what the Koh-i-Noor bird would do was she would visit a few days in a row before she actually laid her eggs, and she would drop feathers in the classroom or in the playground, and the children would find them and they'd get all excited that she was looking around for a nest, and they would need to make their nest so that she could lay her eggs, you know. So it was not something I'd ever heard of before they started primary. I think it was just something that the teacher had discovered, shall we say. So it was the little children used to get so excited, and so that was fun for them. And then they would come home clutching their little nests and eggs. They usually ate the eggs before they even got out the classroom door. Don't blame them, Cadbury's mini eggs. Nice. But I know my cousins miss those a lot when they moved to America, because apparently the Cadbury's chocolate you get in America is different to what, I don't know if that's true. I've not tried them side by side. I'm not a big fan of Cadbury's really. It's a bit too sweet. I know it sounds silly because chocolate's sweet, but I've always found it a bit too caramelly and sweet compared with some other brands. I actually prefer sort of Nestle branded chocolate. I always used to prefer it, wasn't quite as sweet. Again, our recipes we have here in the UK are very different to other countries. Right, there it is. I haven't blended it brilliantly here, but I think you can see how well the colours work together. I'm really pleased. But we're going to move on to some more colours. Excited. So we've got number 24, which is it on my list? It looks rather like a minty green to me. I'm just trying to find it. There's lots of greens. Pea green, it says it is. That doesn't look like a pea green to me. Anyway, I'm going to do one of the Easter eggs with it because I don't think it's a leaf green. I think we'll do a stripe on this one. My peas aren't this colour. But anyway, it doesn't matter really what the name is, does it? It's fun to know. I still think that's quite minty. But anyway, let's fill that in. There we go. Okay, then our next one looks very olivey. It is the number 25, which is in my set called the meadow green, and in this set called the grass green. It's intriguing, isn't it? So I'm going to do some of the leaves, I think, with this. It makes sense, doesn't it? So we'll do this one. I'll just do it a little bit darker at the bottom. It doesn't look olivey actually, does it? It's rather nice actually. I really like that green. There we go. And now we've got a darker one. This is number 26, and that is on my list. Isn't on my list at all. This is something new. Oh, it's on in my set though, dark green. I'm going to do this leaf. I think it's going to be really quite dark. Oh gosh, yes it is. Very dark. Sort of holly ivy green. Nice. Now, is that a feather or a leaf? I think it's a feather. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Here we have number 29, which is dark ochre. That makes sense, doesn't it? It's a really pretty colour. I'm going to put it on the hat down here because we've got this sort of orangey yellow. I think it will sit nicely with it. There we go. Oh, it looks so gold. I like it. Okay, now we have a reddish brown. This is number 30. I've got this actually called reddish brown in my set, but I'm just going to look it up to see if it's the same name on my list here. It's called Indian red on this list. Isn't it fascinating? What should we do? Oh, we do the centre of here, look. Got reds going on here. You can see it is a very brownish colour. But I like it. Now we have 32. This I've got as natural sienna on mine. And it's just called brown on this other list. This list is from, is actually, it's got copyright on it. And it's chartpack.com from 2017, so I don't know if it's out of date. But anyway, I've got this brown. I'm going to do these dots. You can see it. This one on mine. I like it. It's a bit small. It's actually, unfortunately, it did break. So this is 36. It's ivory black. And in my list it's just called black. Okay, so let's colour something black. Nose, let's do her nose in black. What I usually do with her nose, make it a bit darker down here. A bit lighter towards the middle like that. Then on the top, quite light. Because the light will probably be coming from the top. There she is. Okay, that's the whole of that one tray, and now we're working on the second tray. I'm just going to swap them over. There's going to be a squeaking noise. Ooh, I wasn't keen on that. Now I'm thinking these look like they're different to the ones that I've got, so we'll see. This is number 504, not on the list at all. Okay, a very light yellow colour. I'm thinking maybe the middle of here. Oh, it decides to already crumble a little bit. Hang on. There we go. Next we've got this sort of peachy colour. It's number 357, again, not on the list. There's none with numbers. Oh, there is one with the number in the hundreds, but not this one. So it's a sort of peachy colour, and I think I use it here. Yeah, I use it here. There we go, it's quite pale, so you could probably use it for worm or tail. I think I'm going to use it for worm, and you'll really be able to see it then, because worm needs to be this sort of colour. I sometimes do in pink if I've got a sort of salmony colour, but we don't, so I think this is a good colour for him. There he is. I'm trying to make that a bit darker, but it isn't going, it's not layering up. Often with a more pastel colour you can't get extra darker layers, so we might add another colour onto him. Oh, right, this is number 8, and it is a Bordeaux red. Okay, so it's going to be a sort of dark pinkish colour. I'm thinking we've got this rose. Should we do this? So let's do the... I tend to colour roses by making the bottoms of the leaves a little bit darker and fading to the top. Oh, something just moved in my pencil case and made a noise. And on the outside again here, so darker down here. And then lighter as we go up. I just realised I was going to do her hat yellow, and I haven't. But never mind, we'll get there. I probably need to use some of the colours twice anyway, so I'm thinking it'd be darker in this little gully here between the petals. A bit darker there. So darker around here, I think. And then lighter towards the tip where it's nearer to the light. Now when you're doing roses and things, you can use a range of different colours to get your shading really on point. You can put black right into the deep depths to make it look really dark, but we're not going to spend that long making it perfect. We're just trying out our colours. So there is the Bordeaux red. Next we have number 177, which light violet this is called. Now to me that's pink. But anyway, I'm not very good with colour names. Now that looks like a crocus, so I'm going to do that purple. I'm thinking the egg. Let's go around the edge of the egg with this a little bit darker. I'm trying to avoid those purple circles. And go into the centre. Now it just occurred to me that people might think that because these don't have dipped ends and so much writing on, they might be a rip-off copy, but they really feel so much like the others. I don't think that's the case at all. I really think they are the genuine article. Number 178, I just don't quite understand why they haven't got that. This is called Red Violet. Where should we go? We could do this egg here, I'm thinking. Look at that. That reminds me of a lilac sort of colour. There we go. Now we've got our sort of dark purple, which is what I was going to do for that sort of crocus. This is number 179 and it is called Permanent Violet. We're going to do here. So we're going to do similar to the rose, dark at the bottom, lighter at the top. Just make those petals look like the light is catching them more at the top. Now I haven't sharpened these. You saw me open the box. I haven't done that yet. I don't tend to sharpen them first. I know it can make a difference, but I think it depends on the brand of pencil, how much of a difference it makes. I think my light just changed colour. I'm not sure. Something happened, or whether it was just the sun. I don't know. Now we have a very light blue. This is number 15. I was going to incorporate it into the background, but we didn't need to because we didn't have much of it. This is called Ice Blue. That's a rather cold colour, and I think we might use it on this, use it on the feather. It's not that icy to me. I mean, obviously it's very personal. I'm going to fade it a bit towards the edge so you can see how it looks when it's paler. It's quite pretty, I would say. Reminds me of the phthalo blues in the Polychromo set. The lightest shade. It's nice, isn't it? I don't know what I'm going to do with those dots. Anyways, let's not worry about that. Let's move on for a minute. This is 57 and it is called Mountain Blue. Actually, I have that one in my other set. I think I'm going to use it here. It's quite a purpley blue. It's really pretty. It goes quite well with that. All of this goes quite well, doesn't it? There we go. And now we've got number 20. I'm not really sure whether this is a blue or a green. It's called Prussian blue, actually, looking at the list. I'm just looking at what I've got left. I'm going to go around the edge of here. I know it means I'm going to have blue next to blue with regards to the sky, but it's quite a different blue, and we've just got to try them out. There's a lot of blues. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blues. But there's also 6 greens, which is always good. I like our greens. It's a really greyish colour, isn't it? Yeah. Being fussy. Now this is a strange colour again. I don't know what this is. It's number 21. It is blue-green. Let's do it on the Easter egg. To see what it looks like. I think it'll go well with that minty colour. Well, pea green it was, wasn't it? I remember. Yeah, it does look a little bit more bluey than green, but that's a fun colour. I think you could mix these two and make some sort of nice sea watery type colours. Now we've got a very light green. Number 22. Bice green. Bice, B-I-C-E. Bice green? No idea. Let's do this leaf. I think this is a leaf anyway. So really just a sort of very pretty light yellowy light green. I like that. Really lovely. And then we have a slightly darker green. This is number 23. It's called May Green. We'll do these two. Just making sure you can still see. I have a habit of swinging the book round. Not quite swinging it round, but I'm going to just fade towards the top so that when we put this one in and go darker, you can see that it's behind it. There we go. That's pretty as well, isn't it? Those two will go together nicely, I think. And now we have number 27, which is, it looks like a dark, it's dark olive green. Dark olive green. Okay. We'll do the rose. It wouldn't really be this colour, but we're testing colours, so there we go. Now, this one I've been waiting to put somewhere. This is number 28, which is Gold Ochre. We need to finish his hat. Oh, that's a nice lighter colour. There we go. Oh, he looks smart, although I think that hatband should probably be the same colour as the ribbon. But hey ho. It's done now, isn't it? Now we have got number 31 here, which is the light brown. Now, I think I might save the greys for Mouse's fur. And I'm thinking I've got 2 browns left. Maybe I'll do the hat. Instead of doing it, I know I said I was going to do it... I said I was going to do it yellow, but I think I'm going to do it brown, like it's a straw hat. I'm going to put a light layer of this brown across the whole hat, and then there's a darker one that I'm going to use on top. It does mean you won't see the colour of the darker one because it'll be on top of this one. I'll swatch it on my piece of paper for you so you can see what it looks like on its own. But I'm just going to do this really lightly. I'm holding it on its side and you can see how nicely it goes down. You can quickly make it look quite even. That's her ear there. I'm not going to colour that with this one, but we will go up into there. We haven't done those. Well, we'll have a bit left to do. Excuse me. Going horse. I have got a coffee next door waiting for me. It'll probably be quite cold by the time I finish this video, but never mind. Now I think we'll leave this ribbon and do it a nice bright colour, not in a brown. There we go. So that's the brown. I'm going to darken it up a little bit down here, where I think it would be a little bit more shady, shadowy. You can see how we can easily build the colour up. There we go, and a bit in there, look. We'll probably get our darker one in there. Okay, we'll leave that, we'll grab the darker one. I'm going to swatch it for you on here, because as I say, you won't see it plain. You can see how dark it is, it's darker than that one. And this is, it's called dark brown. Okay. And I'm going to use it in here to just add in a few shadowy bits, I think under these flowers and behind the brim, sorry. It would be a little bit darker at this ear. Leave that bit. A bit here. Now I'm thinking maybe a little line around the edge of here. I'm going to do it a bit lighter up here because the whole hat is a bit lighter. Under there. Oh, a sun. In and out, that sun. I should have recorded this morning, but my boys were home and I was trying to encourage them to get on with some work. They were quite good. Now I've got 2 greys left, which we're going to use for mouse. We have got a 34 and 72. One is 34 is bluish grey and 72 is slate grey, so they're going to be quite different. So what I sometimes do with mouse is do her all one colour and then do some fur on top, but because these colours are different, I'm actually just going to use the lighter one, which is the bluish grey, on the bits that haven't got fur drawn on them. I think I'll leave this bit white like Morgan O'Brien tends to, although he always colours Matchstick Mouse in brown, not in grey. But I alternate her colour depending on what the rest of the page is doing, so that she stands out, because if I've got a brown background I do her grey. It would sort of make sense to do her brown with a blue background, but because we're trying every colour, I think it's working. Got a very excited expression, I think. She's trying to look up and see a hat. It's very cute. There we go. And her tummy. Oops, I've got a piece of paper caught under my elbow and it's moving around the table. And then the darker one, what did I say it was called? Was it just called a slate grey? That's right. So we'll do this here. Now you can do an up and downy movement and leave a mark as if it's fur. Leave some white. It's a fine art to get quite right, because sometimes it can just look like you scribbled. So you have to be careful. But I think can get away with it because of these marks here. There we go. Let's do her arms. You can see, because they're so vibrant, they're really quick, but they're also nice. You can get a nice sharp point. You can get that shading in there if you want to. You can get small details, which I really like. yes, that one I showed you did break and I sharpened down to a very tiny bit. I'm going to use the slate grey also for the back of the ears, but there's not many sets I haven't had that happen to apart from polychromos. Now the inside of the ears, I think we want the really light pink that we used for the tulip. So that was this one, which was number 131, which is the pink. It's called French pink in my set, but it's just called pink. I'm going to use it really lightly so it doesn't look like that one. And if it needs extra, I shall layer it over with the peachy colour we used for worm. My son was working in here yesterday, and he was complaining that the ticking of the clock was driving him mad. It was quite funny. But I need a clock in here just so that when I'm recording, if I've got something happening, I don't have to keep feeling like I'm rushing because I don't know the time or whatever. I can just check it and it makes me feel more relaxed. I am going to put a layer of peach on top. Oops. Well, I'm calling it peach. I don't think it was on the list, was it? Oh, ow. Or was it 357? No. Here it is. I'm just looking if there is a peach on my list at all. No, there isn't anything peachy. There's a cream. So I don't want to go too hard, but just a little bit, just to darken it up a little bit. And hopefully it will look still quite sort of pinky peach, which is what I'm after. Actually, it's really pretty. Now I want the bottom of the tail to be a little bit darker. I'm not sure if I layer it up whether it'll burnish the pink in, because when we layered up the pink it didn't get darker, but I think if we burnish that pink in a bit, yeah, maybe. Now worm needs to be a bit darker, so we're going to use a brown. I think this brown might be the best one. This is the number 31, which is just the light brown. And I'm just going to run it along the edge a little bit of worm just to create a tiny sort of bit of shadow on either side actually, and under here. Just try and blend it in. It's quite hard, I've got quite a thick layer here where I try to put the peach down. But I think that's a little better. You may struggle to see that, to be honest. And then we've got the ribbon. I think we need a really bright, lovely colour, which was my favourite. I am gonna go for this colour. Guess? Any guesses? Throw your guess in the comments before you see me reveal. Did you? Oh, we've got these circles to do. I'm going to do those first, so you can keep guessing while I'm finding something that will stand out from that background. I'm thinking the light colour for these, maybe the mint. What was it called? Pea green. And then for those, yeah, maybe the light pink, the 131. It's just called pink. So you put your guesses in. Have you guessed? You don't have to tell me anyway, you can guess in your head. What colours they're going to be. What colour would you do? Number 8. Is it the Bordeaux? Red. Yeah. That's what I've picked. But I'm not going to use it on its own. I'm going to use it under here. I'm going to use it quite gently as a base. Then I'm going to mix it with something else, and I'm going to use it again to do these shadows. So I've cheated really, I've not used just one colour. there's that one, and on top of it I'm going to use this one, which is 177, which was the light violet. I can hear talking, it's very odd. I think it's next door. Not usually into pink, but just sort of like these colours. I was in the mood for them today. I think it's quite spring-like as well. Okay, and back to the Bordeaux red colour, the 8. And we're going to go firstly in here, look, it's going to be quite dark. And there. And then I'm going to put a little bit in here, but not quite as much. I'm going to do it quite gently, where there'll be some shadow there and here. Around the hand. And then just around the edge of here. But I don't want it as dark as that bit. So just a little bit. Now, what have I forgotten? Let's have a look. I think we've done it all, and I think we've used every colour. So that was rather good. I think I am done. So that was rather fun. I want to say thank you to that lovely, lovely person who sent me these. I am curious to work out why they've changed and what the names of all the colours are and things like that. And if I can't find anything, I shall be busily doing research, because that's what I'm like. But if I can't find any information, I will I'll email them to find out. But for now, that's all I have for you, information wise. So this sheet I found from the 72 set from chartpack.com, but that's all I found. So we shall see. I might look actually in my swatch book, might have some clues as well. But that's me for now. I've probably gone on for way too long, way longer than I had planned, but hey, that's okay. But thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a really lovely day and happy colouring.